Welcome to Everbright online tutorial class. My name is Everbright, and we'll continue with our former discussion on digestive enzyme, the part 2. We have discussed earlier on the breaking down of carbohydrates, and I told us that carbohydrates are broken down by some series of enzymes. For example, amylase, which is the major enzyme, we have the salivary amylase and the pancreatic amylase. I told us that lactase too is an enzyme that helps us to break down disaccharides. A particular disaccharide known as lactose, and it will break down disaccharide lactose to glucose and galactose. I told us about maltase. Maltase also will help us to break down maltose into two simple glucose, and also sucrase will help us to break down the sucrose down into glucose and fructose. And I told us in our initial class that the breaking down of carbohydrates starts from the mouth down to the stomach. Today we are moving to protein. Protein breakdown to peptones, and from peptones to polypeptide, from polypeptide to peptides, from peptides to amino acid. So we talk about that from protein to peptones, from peptones to polypeptide, from polypeptide to peptide, from peptide to amino acid. And from some example of amino acid that we have the set of valine, leucine, isoleucine, serine, aspartate, so forth. Now, what are the enzymes that break down protein to amino acid? Some of the enzymes, we generally call those enzymes proteases. All the enzymes that break down protein, we call them proteases. And some of the enzymes of example of proteases that we have the pepsin. The pepsin helps us to break down protein into amino acid, and it is called pepsin when it is in active state. What do I mean by active state? It is in a functional state. But whenever it is in active state, we call it pepsinogen. We have another one that we call the trypsin. Also help us to break down protein to amino acid. We have another one that we call the chymotrypsin. Also help us to break down protein to amino acid. We also have another one called the erepsin that helps us to break down protein, peptones. Erepsin is responsible for the breakdown of peptones to amino acid. We have another one that we call the renin, which is responsible for the coagulation of milk. Majorly it works on milk. We have the erepsin, we have the chymotrypsin, we have the trypsin, and we have the pepsin. These are enzymes that react on protein. And the last part, which is fat. The breaking down of fat will lead to what we call fatty acid and glycerol. And the enzyme that is responsible for the breaking down of fat to produce fatty acid and glycerol is what we know as lipase. We have two types of lipase. We have the salivary lipase and the pancreatic lipase. The salivary lipase is located in the saliva, while the pancreatic lipase is located in the pancreas. And that is why the breaking down of fat starts from the mouth down to the stomach. But the breaking down of protein starts from the stomach. It doesn't have any mechanical breakage. That is, it doesn't start from the mouth. So today we have been able to discuss about the carbohydrate, some enzymes that are responsible for breaking down of carbohydrate. We have been able to talk about protein and proteases, some enzymes that are responsible for the breaking down of protein, and we have been able to talk about the fatty acid, and I call all those enzymes the lipase, which is responsible for the breaking down of fat into the production of fatty acid and glycerol. We have some example of fatty acid. Also, we have the set of oleic acid, linoleic acid, and some other palmitic acid, arachidonic acid, and some other acid. My name is Everbright. Thanks for watching.